Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Too Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Too Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. 2 easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got one of my favorite actors, Richard Wharton, with me. So welcome, Richard.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You know, I've been watching you, and I didn't know when I first started watching you, but I've been basically watching you for 40 years on screen, which is amazing. You know, I saw Running Scared at the theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was probably a young teenager at that point, but that was like one of your first roles.
It was my first Screen Actors Guild job. And that one was kind of funny. At the time, here in LA, you get an agent and you're represented by that agent. It's an exclusive arrangement.
Right.
In Chicago, there were exclusive arrangements, but if you didn't have an agent, you were free to go from agency to agency and register. They had to register because because of the way with their businesses were set up, like temp agencies almost, in terms of the law.
And I didn't know you had. Yeah, I didn't know that they were different in different.
Yeah, I don't know if it still is, but so I was multi-listed, so to speak. But the only way to get any attention was to try and get them aware of you. So I and some other guys, we'd go together and we'd spend the day. We'd go from one to the other, say, "Hi, this is what I look like. How's it going?" And just try to get them to know who you were.
That's smart.
And one day I walked into this agency, Amelia Lawrence agency, and I was by myself, and they said, "There's an audition going on. Why don't you go over there?" And I went over, and they had been looking for Latino punk, but I think they didn't find what they were looking for, and they saw me, and I became punk number 2. And the beauty of it was, it filmed about 5 blocks from my house, so I could walk to work.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Did in your head, did you give punk number 2 a name?
No. No, it's just me.
Yeah, I love that. And when I was kind of researching before our talk, I saw you were in that, and I was like, I saw that movie. That's the thing. I remember seeing that movie because at that point, Gregory Hines, like, he was one of the main dancers out there.
Oh yeah,
and a pretty good actor too.
Yeah, he was fun. He was comical.
Yeah, and I think the other one was Billie Crystal was in that, right?
Yeah. They were the team.
Yeah, they kind of reminded me, not it's not really apples to apples, but a little bit like Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor when they would team up to do movies. We got a little bit of that with Billie and Gregory. So yeah. Right. Yeah, that's pretty great. Well, Richard, I jumped ahead a little bit, so let me back us up. Tell me a little bit about what got you into acting, because that's such a difficult profession to choose. Why did you choose that?
Well, glutton for punishment. I did a couple plays in grade school, and then when I got to high school, I got in the theater club, and I was doing all this stuff, and then I was going to college, and it was time to get serious, of course. So I was going to be an accountant, but I picked a college that had everything I did in high school. I was very socially active. I did choir, I did theater, I did the madrigal, I did cross country and track, and I tried a lot of other sports, but only cross country and track took, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. What was
So
your
I
track
tried.
event?
Pardon me.
What was your track event?
Oh, the mile and the two.
Oh, okay. You're a distance runner. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so I picked a college that had all that stuff, thinking, well, I'm just going to do everything I did in high school. And then you get to college, and it's like, well, there's not enough time for everything,
That's right.
and and there's a lot more competition.
Yes.
And but I did end up doing theater, and I stuck with it, and I ended up doing more theater than my accounting homework. So
Yep.
about the end of my sophomore year, I finally got up the guts to tell my parents I wanted to pursue it. And they were, of course, disappointed, but they were still supportive.
Well, they just want to make sure you have a backup plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
kept business as my minor.
Yeah. I mean, those are like, you don't get to opposite than accounting and acting.
Right.
I mean,
Well, they both start with A.
they do both start with A.
But from there, I ended up going to grad school, and then I toured for a year with a small company called the Alpha Omega Players out of Rockport, Texas.
What's
And
that like doing those kind of touring?
well, this was really bare bones. They had 3 units out, and each one was the same, doing the same plays. It was 4 people in a van, 2 men, 2 women. We did 4 plays that were cut down to the essentials, and we would play Air Force bases, colleges, churches, country
Wow.
clubs in the winter when they couldn't golf. And it was all one night stands. And the beauty of it was I saw 37 states in 9 months.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty awesome.
it is pretty awesome. I got a good taste of the United States. And they had a special deal where if the organization that hired us put us up, then they got a discount. So I was staying in people's homes, or
Yep.
sometimes whatever. But I got to meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's kind of that to me, especially at a young age.
mm-hmm.
That's when you want to do those type of trips or
Yeah,
those type of jobs where you have to travel all the time.
right.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. That to me, that's a pretty good way to kind of get into the industry.
Yeah. And then I went to Chicago and started kind of trying to break in, and did some theater work over about 18 years, and did a few film TV things that came through.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
more than a few. You've done quite a few.
yeah, yeah. I've
You
done a
know,
lot more since I got
the
here.
first role I remember you in, I don't quite remember you in Running Rings a little, because I remember the punks in that, but it's been too long.
Yeah.
But it was Next of Kin
Oh
with the
yeah.
Swayzes, and that, which is another one I saw. We had a little local theater close to our house, and before I could drive, especially, I'd have mom and dad just drop me off every weekend, and I'd see about everything that came out, and of course I was with a group of friends. But yeah, I remember Next of Kin. But yeah, you had a little role in that.
That was fun. We spent a couple weeks in Hazard filming there, and then we went back to Chicago.
Hazard, Kentucky.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hazard,
that's not
Kentucky.
too far away from me.
Yeah, that was really a fun time. They had, they hired a lot of local people, and so it was a good mix. The crew, the cast was a good mix of people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a fun movie, and of course, we lost Patrick. His brother's still acting, but yeah,
Right.
always enjoyed that.
And Liam Neeson got his start in that movie.
Oh, I
Well, don't know
forgot
if it was
about
his
him
start,
being
but
in that.
yeah.
I was thinking that he was in a movie called, let's see, Crawl. Was it Crawl? He had where he played kind of Crawl, I think was the name of it. He played a bad guy, but it was right around that time he came out with that. And it's just funny going back now and seeing him in little minor roles.
Right.
Yeah, because he's always the star now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I always enjoyed that. Loved you on the Pitt. You got a couple episodes on there. Enjoyed that. What a great show.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
You never know what you're getting into, and you're blessed when you get into something that's that good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of us were ER fans. So, when Noah came out, he's doing another medical show. Yeah. Okay. We'll check that out. But it was so good. It's so well done. Hard to watch in parts because it's so accurate with what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a doctor that's one of the writers, and there's a
Yeah.
doctor on set that works with the director to make sure everything's accurate, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And even like some of the supporting actors were one of them was a nurse, and
Oh,
so she
really?
knew exactly what she was
He knew
doing. She
exactly what to do.
Yeah, and so they'd help each other out. They'd help the other actors out, to figure out what they should do and how they should do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And of course, the role you're kind of known for now is with Days of Our Lives. And if I remember right, now my mother was always a soap opera fan, still is.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, we always had the soaps on. But you weren't the first to play this role.
Oh no, William Ute did it for like 20 years, 800 episodes, over 800 episodes.
I mean, what is that like? Coming in to try to fill those shoes, because obviously he did it for such a long time.
Yeah. When I auditioned, I did not know that I was replacing another actor. And so I did it the way I do it, whatever. And I got cast off a self tape that I made at home.
Yeah.
And then I go in and people start talking about William. And I'm like, what? What? And so I gradually learned more and more about all he had done and the history of the role. And different actors would tell me how their character had interacted for a series of episodes with Dr. Rolf. And I was gaining all this backstory kind of as I went along.
Well, and it was it based a little bit on that character he played in the Mr. Sardonicus? Sardonicus was his original. Was it kind of based on?
I don't know. I don't know. And,
I think I'd heard there was a connection here, but
I've never gotten any kind of instruction. They just said, do this, do it. And
well, and the only reason I brought that up is because that character is also the inspiration for the Joker. Some of the versions of the Jokers that we got.
Right.
So there, you have that kind of the over dramatic facial expressions type of thing
right.
with this character. But right. I love your version of it, and I kind of love the fact that you didn't have any of that history. You kind of pieced that together when everybody came to you.
Yeah.
That's
and then cool. I did look up some video to see William in action.
Yeah.
He did a great job in 800 episodes. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, and I think you're getting close to 100.
I've got 60.
Oh, 60. Okay.
I've got 60, but that's good. That's great for me.
That's pretty good. I always love it because the doctor shows up. There's always some nonsense going on. You got some shenanigans going on when you show up.
Yeah. It's really fun, a fun journey. Unbelievable experiments, right?
Yeah.
Things that are going to change the world.
He's a legit mad scientist.
Oh yeah. And he's got a heart, but he's also got, a more sinister side.
That's right. Yeah, what a fun character to play. I always thought it would be, a good place to practice your craft on a soap opera because you have so much that you have to learn so quickly.
Right.
Yeah. Did it help you as an actor kind of, doing the soaps where, it's pretty quick, you got to learn a lot of lines fast.
Yeah. One of the things that's helped me, ironically, is when COVID happened, we started taping at home auditions.
Yeah.
And that constant, you would work it. When I do an audition, I don't just give them the first take. I work it until I feel like it's, performance ready or whatever. And they say you're not supposed to be performance ready, but the better you can be.
It's hard not to expect that when you're doing it yourself.
Right. And so that helped me in terms of getting ready for the soap. And I also did a lot of these early on when I got to LA, I did a lot of these casting director workshops where you go in and they talk for a while. It's kind of a class, but then they would hand out scenes. You go out of the room for 10 minutes, come back in and do it. So my quick memorization skills improved greatly by doing those.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And
well, yeah, I guess it's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you'll become at doing it.
Right. It's a muscle that needs to be trained.
That's right. It's kind of muscle memory.
Yeah. I do have one advantage over some of the contract players in the show, in that I get my script at least a week in advance, sometimes two.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's a big advantage.
So I really work at it. But some of those people are working a new episode every day. They don't have as much time as I do.
No, I know it amazes me because it a lot of times it's dialogue heavy. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a skill to be learned and practiced.
Have you ever considered or tried stepping behind the camera? Do you write? Do you direct anything on that?
I don't. I flunked playwriting in college.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. And I've tried to write a few things a few times, but I've always thrown away whatever I wrote. I have an urge to produce something, just as a way of kind of creating work and trying to do something different. But I haven't figured out quite how to do it yet. But I'm gestating.
That's right. Well, I believe there's a writer in all of us, but most of us don't have the patience to try to find them.
Right. Yeah.
Enjoyed you on Deadwood. If you want to go back a little ways,
Yeah. That's another one. I didn't audition for that.
Really?
They just cast me and told me to show up.
You can't beat that.
No, it was awesome.
Are you a Western fan?
I am.
Yeah, me too.
I am. I wish I would get some more Westerns. That was the only one I did.
I know, and I think you're acting the way you handle a role. You'd be perfect in Westerns. I love you in Deadwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make the points.
I do have a Deadwood story.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's hear it.
So I'm there. You get there early, you get in the costume and makeup, and then I had some free time and I went over to watch them. They were filming in the town. My scene was out of town around a campfire, right? And not supposed to be anywhere close to the town. Anyway, I'm standing there watching, and they got all these extras crossing the street, and there's this person who says, here's over the walkie-talkie. She says, "We need some more filler." And she says, "You cross the street over there and go over there." And I'm like, "No." She's like, "What?" and I just wouldn't go. And she was really mad at me. When they said cut, she came over to me and she was fuming. And I said, "I'm actually not in this town. I'm in this other scene. I'm not one of the extras." And so I was off the hook, but
that's hilarious.
She was about to hit me.
She thought you were just being disagreeable.
Exactly.
Well, and around that time, I think, was Carnival was around that time as well.
Yeah.
Did you get that one, because of Deadwood, or was that just?
No, I auditioned for that. Yeah. I don't remember. It wasn't because of anything else.
Yeah. That was such a quirky show.
That was quirky.
I kind of missed that one. It lasted a few seasons, but I always thought they ended it a little early.
Yeah.
It was like everybody in it was a character.
Oh yeah.
Which made the show so fun to watch because there was a lot of good acting in that show. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. And then my son does the podcast with me. He said to make sure I mentioned that you did a Drake and Josh.
He did.
Because I always ask him, I'm like, "This who's coming on? What have you seen them in?" And he's like, "I think he did a Drake and Josh."
Yeah.
So you've been in the Disney world.
Yeah, I've been, and I did Disney. I did what is it? 10 Things I Hate About You or something. It is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a cab driver.
Disney show. Well, and that one, and you had a little part on Thor, Dark World.
Oh yeah.
Which is that they're Disney now too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't audition. You need to get you a shirt that just says Disney Kid.
That Thor, it was interesting because I didn't audition. They brought in two actors, me and another guy.
Yeah.
And we both had like kind of background parts, so to speak, but we each read the lines. They had 2 sets of lines that we read. Yeah. And then the third person who read it was, oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. The writer of the comics that it's based on.
Oh, yeah, I should know that.
You know who I'm talking about.
I do know who you're talking about. I can see him.
How can I forget his name?
It'll come to us. It'll come to us.
But anyway, he always has a cameo in those movies.
Yeah.
So they had 2 different cameo options. He was either going to be in the insane asylum or be a bus driver. And so in case they used him as the bus driver, they had us there. Oh, and one of us would get that part.
That's pretty. Was it Stan Lee?
Stan Lee, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Stan Lee.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I could see him, but I just couldn't. And which, shame on me. I owned a couple comic book stores in the 90s. That's how I put myself through school. And I would go to conventions and run into Stan Lee all the time. And back then, you didn't have to pay for an autograph. He'd just stop and talk to you and sign whatever you wanted, and then later as conventions got kind of popular,
right.
It cost some money to get those autographs, but he was terrific just hanging out and talking comics with you. But yeah, so whichever one he didn't do, that was maybe the role.
Well, I was only in the insane asylum, so I don't know what they did about the bus driver, but yeah, if he wasn't in the insane, if they didn't use his lines in the insane asylum, the lines would have been either mine or this other guy's.
Yeah. That's pretty
so
great.
They like filmed several options, right?
Yeah. I kind of love that. I love that they put him in everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's from a comic book anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the harm? I always love that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a writer, and I'm definitely not an actor, but if I was a writer or maybe a director even, I'd throw myself in there. A little cameo, nothing big, nothing to take away from the film, but something.
Little Alfred Hitchcock action.
Yeah, just throw in there a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So all I got in Thor was some drooling in front of the camera.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, and I think I saw you did Young and the Restless back in the day too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Days of Our Lives wasn't your first soap opera.
No, I did like 8 episodes as a pawnbroker. Then a few years later, they brought me back as a yogi, kind of a guru type. And then,
well, you've had a few of the hippie type of roles, let's say.
Oh yeah.
In addition to your punk turn.
And I've been a funeral director, so I ranged the gamut.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. My son also said that you did a How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
That was his favorite for a long time. That was his favorite show. It may still be. I'm not sure. And I've definitely watched all those with him, but like he would know.
Yeah. What I loved about that was my character was an art professor or an art teacher.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters, she was taking an art class, and she had left town, and she was in San Francisco, and she was taking this art class.
I remember that.
And she told them all this story about the art class and how the guy loved her and this and that, and it was all fantastic. And then later in the episode, she fesses up, and she's like, and so you see the scene, and you see the dialogue, and where I'm saying all these wonderful things. When you see it again, same dialogue, different context, I'm like berating her.
Oh, that's right.
Exact same words, but the intention of the scene was different. The truth of the scene was different. That was funny.
What did you have to film it twice?
Yeah.
So you get the different connotations, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it was a complete change.
Well, and it's accurate too, because we all do that a little bit. We all have our own versions of what just happened.
That's right. And the version we share with other people.
It's usually whatever version makes us look a little better.
Exactly.
That's good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. What was the other? There was another one I wanted to bring up that Ray Donovan, you were really good in, and Major Crimes. Those were 2 shows I really enjoyed, and you were in both of those. Oh no, it was Grounded for Life. That was the one. It was when you had I couldn't even tell you what the role was.
Couldn't either.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because that was I enjoyed that show. It was funny. But yeah, I was hoping you would remember.
No, I don't remember that one.
What's your preference? Do you prefer to do drama or more comedy?
I love them both.
Yeah.
I love them both, although I seem to get more drama than comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though I feel like I'm a very comic person.
I think you're funny, and you've done several. I mean, you had Will and Grace.
Yeah,
you had an episode in I thought was terrific. Mike and Molly was another one.
Oh, that was a good
so
one.
You can definitely do comedy.
Yeah.
Well, and even your character on Days of Our Lives, there's a little
oh yeah
there.
Oh yeah, he's bizarre.
He's bizarre. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to spin him off into his own just weird show, I'd probably watch that.
Thank you.
I'd like to watch him just doing like I'd like him to be doing a kid's show where he's just doing crazy scientific experiments.
There you go.
I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Do it like one of those old scientist shows, but more tongue in cheek,
Right.
More like
well, the experiments could be bizarre.
Yeah, the whole thing would be bizarre. I'd watch that. I got some calls to make.
Okay, I'm counting on you.
American Crime Story. Loved you on that. I think you did a Hacks, which that's been just a terrific show.
It's a good show.
I tried it the first episode. I was like, well, I'll give it a try because I like that lead actress, and it's fantastic. So well done.
Yeah, I really like that one.
It's kind of because I grew up around that time period where you had Joan Rivers and Johnny Carson. First they loved each other, then they were battling. Then she got her own show and stuff, and it kind of mimics some of the stuff that's happening in Hacks. And
right.
It's so well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Is there a role that you've done that you're kind of fond of, that maybe it's not your favorite, but it's one that you really enjoyed doing?
Well, I'll tell you two things. One, I worked, and this is maybe because of the experience, the whole overall experience.
Yeah.
But I did 2 projects for UFO, which produces Sci-Fi. At the time, they were producing for the Sci-Fi channel.
Oh, okay.
And one was called Dragonstorm. And I spent 25 days in Bulgaria. And it was the first time
right there would make it an amazing experience.
Yeah. And I'd never been, I've been to England, but I'd never been to the continent of Europe. And just being someplace where everything was so damn old,
right,
was amazing.
Yeah, we kind of take it for granted here because nothing's more than a couple hundred years old.
Right.
You go over there and it's thousands.
Yeah, and so I was immersed in it.
Yeah.
And the show was fun. I had a good part. It was a little bit bizarre, and there were maybe 5 actors from the States there. One of whom, Tony Amendola, he's done Stargate and Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
He and I became good friends there. I became good friends with the director. It was really a great experience. And I also became good friends with a number of Bulgarians. And that was really just a wonderful all-around project for me.
Yeah, I love that, because when the role's good and you enjoyed the whole experience,
yeah,
that's pretty great.
Yeah, and I got my head bitten off by a dragon. You can't beat that.
Now, if you're going to die, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
You want to see something epic.
Of course, it's dark, and they have a big styrofoam ball on a stick, and you're staring at it. Ah!
Acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah, okay. I'm glad I asked that one.
Yeah.
I had I've got a good friend that's an actress, and she did a movie in the early 90s in Romania, and similar kind of experience. She'd never been to that part of the world, and she spent about a month over there and got kind of engrossed in the culture and everything.
Yeah.
They filmed inside an old castle. It was kind of a big deal. But she said the same thing. She made some friends. She just enjoyed the entire time.
Yeah.
The acting was great, but just the experience was even better.
Yeah. And the UFO, they have their own like crew there. They have a studio. It was,
Yeah.
so all those people knew each other and have worked together. So it was really a tight group there. It was really fun to be a part of them.
Sci-Fi Network, they have put out some really quality shows, science fiction shows. The only issue I ever have with Sci-Fi is they also tend to end those shows too early.
Right.
They come out with these great ideas, and then they're like, after a few seasons, they're like, it's getting kind of pricey. And then they move to the next one. I'm like,
yeah,
the story's not done.
But the price goes up every year.
Price goes up. But they really good science fiction shows, especially, back a few years back, they were really putting some money into that and had some really quality program, especially if you're a sci-fi fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I am.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did an Enterprise, right? Star Trek Enterprise.
I did.
What was your role on that one? It's just been too long since I've watched that.
I was it was a quick bit, and I was running through a jungle with another guy, and I turn around and I get shot, and the other guy yells, "Johnson!"
What did you have to put on any makeup for it?
Oh yeah, I had I can't remember the race that I was, but they did something funky with my nose and flattened it out. And
I kind of remember it now that you're saying it. I have to go back. They're bringing him back, that character of the captain. They're bringing him back for some new Star Trek stuff.
Which captain?
Bakula.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I don't know, but because of that, I was like, well, I need to go back and watch some of those, because it's just, I enjoyed it when it was out. I'm a big Trek fan, but just haven't seen it in 20 years. So I may have to go back and rewatch.
Well, that's that whole world just keeps coming, right? They just keep finding a new crew and going on.
I mean, it's really kind of crazy because the original show, I mean, it didn't really take off.
Right.
I mean,
I watched it.
I did too. I did too. I was watching a little later, but it didn't do much. It didn't really take off until the movie started coming out. And then look what's happened since then. Although there was people doing little Star Trek conventions, when the show ended, long before the movie started coming out. But outside of that little group, it really didn't expand into what we've got today, where they just keep expanding that universe.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Is there a franchise that you're a fan of that you would like to have a piece of at some point?
Oh gosh,
you'd like to be in it. Maybe we make you a Jedi.
Anything Star Trek, anything Marvel, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
They're just good. And,
we've already seen you in a Marvel movie, so we know you can do it. Now we just need to maybe give you some powers.
Yes. Powers.
Well, Marvel's always doing the, like they introduce you to a character and you think it's just a character, and then down the road they become somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing the way they've interwoven their TV stuff and their films, and it's all, meshed together. Yeah,
they've done a pretty good job with that, especially early. It's hard. The bigger it gets, the harder it is to make sure everything's quality.
Right.
But early on, they didn't have too many misses.
Yeah.
It was all pretty good. Yeah, I know. I'm so happy. In some ways, we have too many choices, but no complaints from me, because growing up, I wanted to see all of these things I loved on screen, and we didn't have that many. So I'm like, I'd rather have too many than not enough.
Yeah.
Just keep bringing them. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd love to see you back on a Trek show, preferably like in uniform. Get you on the bridge or something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe. What would you want to be? Would you want to be science officer? Security guy. First officer. What's your role? Captain.
Well, everybody wants to be a captain, but too much responsibility. I think a science officer would be good. It kind of fits with my, Dr. Rolf.
Yeah, I mean, maybe who knows? Maybe they got accountants on there. You got the captain on the bridge, and he's like, "Yeah, we need Richard from accounting."
Yeah, can we afford this?
Yeah. What we got left in the budget?
Yeah,
I'm going to need a torpedo or two.
Totally.
Well, Richard, thank you for taking a little bit of time. I'm such a fan of yours. Love what you do, and I love how much energy and emotion you put into Dr. Rolf. He cracks me up every time he shows up. He's such an over the top, bizarre character, and I love it.
Oh, that's great.
The
Thanks.
perfect character, I think, for a soap opera.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've done such a great job carrying on that tradition. That character's been on that show forever.
Yeah.
That's not easy coming in and kind of stepping into that role, but also not surprising. That show's been on for what, 50, 60 years now?
60. They just did their 60th season.
That's just hard to fathom.
Yeah.
I wonder how many episodes that is.
I don't know, but Deirdre Hall, the one of the main leads, she's done like over 5,000 episodes.
I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lifetime.
Yeah. She's been doing it so long. She had the whole, like she was possessed at one time, back in the 80s or 90s. They've done some stories on there.
Yeah.
Which I kind of love. Why not?
Right.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be realistic.
No, we get enough of that.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Sometimes too much of that.
Sometimes way too much of that. Well, Richard, thank you so much. Couple things though before we wrap up. Anything that you're currently working on that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
I just did an episode of Bad Monkey. It's
I
Vince
love
Vaughn
Bad Monkey.
show.
Did you do a season 2 episode?
A season 2 episode.
Yeah.
So you'll have to wait to see it, but it
Are
should
you
be
a bad
fun.
guy in it?
I'm a confused senior citizen.
Okay. I've been lucky enough to have a bunch of that cast on the podcast. That was a really good. It made a really good use of what Vince Vaughn is just really good at. Yes. I thought they took advantage of his best style of acting. I thought it was one of his best roles in years.
I definitely think it's my favorite thing that he's done.
Yeah, he's really good in it, and the show is just really strong. So yeah, I'm excited that you're on there. Looking forward to it. Do we know when season 2 is coming out?
I do not.
Yeah, I'm guessing maybe sometime in the next few months, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They're still pretty. I don't know how many episodes they're shooting. How many episodes is a season?
Yeah, I think the first one was like 10.
Yeah. So they're I think they're at least halfway through the second season.
Oh, yeah, maybe not too much longer then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. I've come to the conclusion that Apple TV does not make a bad show. It's like everything I've watched on there has been good. So I don't know who's choosing their projects, but they're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Did you like Slow Horses?
I love Slow Horses.
Yeah.
And we got like another season coming of that, and I think a spinoff. I think they're spinning that off.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I enjoy the. Good acting, good dialogue, and a kind of mystery. I love that, and the spy stuff. Yeah. It's got all the elements.
All the elements.
You'd be pretty good on that show.
I would, but they already got a crazy old guy.
Well, I was going to bring you on as more of an adversary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe we have a crossover with Days of Our Lives, and that'd be the doctor would be causing problems.
Days of Our Slow Horses.
That's right. Well, Richard, before we wrap up, are you on social media, and where can we find you?
I am on social media. Instagram is richardwharton.la.
Yep.
And then I have a website, richardwhartonactor.com.
Yeah, it's a pretty good website. Do you maintain it yourself, or do you have somebody do that?
I do, but I'm not good at keeping it up to date.
Well, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
You always think like when you're getting a website that just making the website's the hard part. That's the easy part.
Right.
Keeping up with it's the hard part.
Yeah. I have a list of things I'm supposed to do. I'll get to it.
That's right.
Right
yeah,
now.
but you'll get to that, and then you'll have another list that you need to get to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Richard, thank you so much, and I hope at some point we can do this again.
Yeah, it's been really a pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
Same, sir. Do you, by chance, ever do any conventions?
I haven't. My buddy Tony does a bunch of them because he's in that Stargate series, and he keeps talking about that I should do them, but I don't know what conventions to do even.
I'm gonna find some for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're the best. I mean, you meet the best people. Tony's right.
Well, Tony loves it because he gets to travel. He's gone to Europe several times for conventions overseas.
Well, Stargate, I mean, it's, you've got Star Trek and Star Wars, but Stargate's probably right underneath them. I mean, it's been around forever.
Yeah, and it has a worldwide appeal.
It does. Yeah, it does. Well, and I always liked Stargate because they weren't afraid to go get actors that were stars on other sci-fi shows and bring them on their show. And I thought that's smart because you're bringing an audience with them.
Right.
And I thought that was really that's a good way to do that because you've already got a fan base, for those actors.
Right.
Bring them on. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Richard, thank you so much. Let's do it again.
Okay.
All right. Hold on one second. Richard Wharton, just a fabulous actor and just a really nice gentleman. I had some Parkinson's issues Tuesday when we were supposed to interview, and it caused me to have some balance issues, and I had a little fall, nothing too bad, kind of messed my back up a little bit, but good today. So it was a bad day Tuesday. Richard was nice enough to move to today. I probably could have done the interview Tuesday, but I'd have been sitting I'd have been farther than that. Yeah, maybe about right there. I could not get my back to straighten up. I entered it years ago, deadlifting, of course, back before I knew what I was doing with the weightlifting, and hurt my lower back. And occasionally, if I move it wrong or a sudden movement causes it to seize up. Nothing too bad though. But Richard was terrific and came back today. So glad we got to talk. If you're a soap opera fan, you know exactly who Richard is playing. If you're not, I would suggest that you go and at least check out Dr. Rolf, because he is awesome. One of my favorite soap opera characters ever. He's kind of mad scientist-y. When he shows up, there's shenanigans. So yeah, I love that. What a great role for him, and he's so good in it. A bunch of stuff that we didn't get to that Richard has been in. So I want to run through just a sampling of when he said he's done a few shows. This is just sampling. Now I've already mentioned a bunch. He had an episode of All American, which is an underrated show that I hear may be coming back. I should have asked him if his character survived, because technically they could bring him back. He did Mixed-ish. He was great in Silicon Valley. He had a role in The Politician, which was was it The Politician? I believe, was that the Will Ferrell movie that was in Spanish? I think he had a role on The Affair that I really enjoyed him in. Criminal Minds, NCIS, Rizzoli and Isles, Bones, Torchwood. I should have brought up Torchwood. That he was really good in that. The Mentalist, Nip Tuck, Numbers, The Comeback. Let's see, Grounded for Life I mentioned. Charmed. I knew there was another one I was missing. Charmed. Just absolutely a terrific actor that has been doing this for a while. So yeah, really, really impressive. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, show Richard some support. I think he's worth the effort. He's terrific. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to speak to him again at some point. If you're finding us for the first time, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate that. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. It's free, but it really helps us out. Our website's meistercon.com. You can find over 1,000 episodes, audio and video versions, if we're doing something in studio, if we're going on location, covering a convention. Maybe we're going to see Richard at his first convention. It'll be on the website, meistercon.com. So please check us out there. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.